What's up, everybody? It's your boy Amante, and this is my wife,
Noelle.
Noelle. She sleep, y'all. I had to put everything together, so she took a little silent nap. Silent nap means you weren't all the way gone. You just were in a comfortable place.
I was just focused, you know. Just wanted to be real chill.
Well, let's not give them the jazz version of us tonight. So we don't want them to go to sleep while they're watching us during the day.
Okay.
You up?
Yeah.
So yes, it is a late. Yeah. What? Midnight?
Not yet.
My voice been acting funny, so I might give them the midnight hour. This is the smooth jazz. I ain't gonna
You just told me not to be.
Y'all not ready for the smooth jazz voice. I had it this morning. Freaked everybody out. Like, who is that?
You like it. You like doing that.
I never really wanted a deep voice. But when I do have it every once in a while, I'm going through a allergy / cold. I don't know what this is. But I'm okay. I'm up and moving. How was your day?
My day? It was pretty good. It's a Monday, so kids were not ready to come back because most of them have come back from very long vacations, but we were there to welcome them with open arms.
I saw you today.
That's wonderful. I saw you today too.
You were welcoming the kids from outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was dropping off the car.
It's being a creeper.
Just a little bit.
It's fine.
My car needs brakes. And so both cars need brakes.
Wait a minute now. I asked you and you was
I'm saying like you need brakes, but you don't need brakes. You got time. Mine, they're done.
I don't speak guy.
So yeah, I need brakes. And my friend, we talk about him all the times. We're gonna talk about Danny again. Danny's gonna help me. I've never done brakes on a car before. I've done alternators, batteries, stuff, but I've never done brakes. From what I hear, they're one of the easier things to do. They're not that expensive to buy, and then they charge you. Well, we're not in Columbus. I had a guy in Columbus that would do it for like $200. Here, my truck is going to be at least $800 when it shouldn't be.
My.
It's
all right.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
Oh, you just want to get to it, straight to it.
Yeah. So we can have a good, sometimes our not topic takes up the majority of our 30.
That's what most podcasts do. Like most podcasts, they don't get to they do like what they call a warm. What they call you do when you're doing a party and you do something before you do what you're gonna do. What's it called? I can't think of the word. You know it was exactly what I'm.
Icebreaker.
Thank you, the icebreaker. And so I'm a listener and watcher of podcasts, so this is norm. But if you want to jump right to it, we will jump right into it. I know we was trying to find out what we're going to talk about today, because what we don't do is we don't talk about like hot topics that are going on in the world, which that would make it much more easier. But a lot of things, it don't interest me to talk about like anything that's going on, like it's popular. Like, well,
what?
Bishop Jakes stepped down yesterday. Did you know that?
I don't know. I did not know that.
Yeah. He is handing over the keys to his daughter.
Well, that's nice.
That's very nice. Very nice. That's really popular in the social media world because no one knew it was happening. It came out of nowhere. And I wouldn't say that like me and Bishop Jakes are close friends, but our families know each other. I got to know the Bishop Jake's sons when I was 8 or 9, maybe even 10. You know, they came and hung out in Springfield. I hung out there. They spent the night in Springfield. I remember playing baseball, and they broke out Kevin's garage door window playing baseball. And then I stayed there one time. My mom had to sing at their church the next morning, so I spent the night there. We got in trouble. I'll never forget it. We got in trouble.
Not you.
No, well, we got in trouble. And here's the thing. We got in trouble. It was late. Everybody's in bed. Just like I be getting up and going checking on Michael, seeing he's making all that noise. And Bishop Jakes came in that room, told us to be quiet. We was in there talking about girls. We was talking about girls. And if you've never seen Bishop Jakes in person, he's much larger of a man than you think he is. Trust me. I'm a big guy. I am small when it comes to Bishop Jakes. He's tall. He's wide shoulders, huge hands. And when he tells you to be quiet, it's like the floor rumbles. I will never forget that a day in my life. And even now, I saw him maybe, it was like 2020, maybe. Mm-hmm. He was at my mom's church. And it's just like, I can't believe how big he is. Like, he's just a large man. But yeah, so yeah, he stepped down. Sarah, what's her name? Sarah something Roberts.
You asking the wrong person.
Wow. It's just Sarah Jakes Roberts, yeah.
Okay.
She is now about to be, or she is, I'm not sure how it all is going to go through, but she's now the pastor of the Potter's House. I'm excited for them.
That's nice.
Crazy thing, people don't know this about the family, but she's not the only preacher out of the kids. They have 2 sets of twins.
I don't know none of this stuff.
Yeah,
so.
there's 2 sets of twins, and then there's a 5th kid, who's Dexter. He's a preacher, and Cora is the other sister. Is Sarah's twin sister, who is a preacher, and then there's Jermaine and Jamar. They do not preach. Jamar runs. I might be wrong. One of the brothers. Please, I'm sorry. I just can't remember. One of them run the business. Yeah. So yeah.
Congratulations.
Happy
That's
for them.
Good.
Happy for I love, it sounds bad, but I love to see pastors retire. Because, you know, the way I was raised, you know, growing up, pastors did not retire. They went until they died. And my godfather, who was my pastor, Bishop Logan, was really big on not doing that. He started pastoring in his 40s, and I remember him saying he was not going to pastor until he dies.
Oh, that's good.
So
he's nice.
Yes, he's good people. He's really good people. So shout out to the Jakes family. Do we give them a shout out?
I feel like if you saying it, then we're saying it.
Like, yeah, you know.
Oh, I don't know what you're saying. I'm just sitting here.
All right. So, okay, we wanted to talk about like comparison, like comparing ourselves, or do you ever deal with the comparison of others? And sometimes I don't know about you. I was raised to not be jealous.
Mm-hmm. What is that? What is that, anyways?
Jealous?
Yeah. What's the difference between jealous and envy?
Well, I can't give you that answer because I'm not prepared for that. But oh man, I got crusty. Got my allergy crusty. You let it happen.
What are you talking about?
You can't see it in my glasses. All right, cool. Man. Jealousy and envy. I don't know. I think maybe envy is wanting something, wishing bad for some. I don't know. You don't know where your phone is, do you?
I have no idea where my phone
It's the
is.
story of our lives. But
So
and she always says she doesn't care. And
I really
then
don't.
within
Last night it was
seconds,
on the
we
at
both
the
went to
edge
bed
of the
without.
bed. You did that on purpose.
No, I was too
I
tired.
was trying. Oh, okay.
I was too tired. So I don't know the real difference between envy and jealousy. I was just taught that you should not be jealous, and I remember
Or covet.
or
Like
covet,
those
yeah,
three.
yeah. Well, covet is wanting something someone has.
Isn't that jealous and envy? Do
Well,
they all run in the same lane?
I think they're related for sure.
Okay.
They're related. I remember turning in my early 20s and being around artists, worship artists, musicians or whatever, and hearing them vocally say that they were jealous about stuff, and I was like, wow. That I always thought that if you're jealous about something, you take it, you keep that to yourself, and you deal with it.
But if you keep stuff to yourself, it's gonna stay with you.
No, you're
Right?
You're right. You're right. I just didn't think it was like when it became you talked openly about being jealous about somebody. I just thought it was different. Not bad. I just thought it was different. Like I just never could see myself doing that. But the older I've gotten, I haven't become jealous, but there are moments of comparison just because how long I've been doing what I do. And I don't know if it's comparison. It's a
At the end of the day, I mean, it's very human of you. We all compare and contrast.
yeah. I know. And I think I'm more, I wouldn't say I compare myself. I think I'm always wondering, I've always wondered what people think.
Oh yeah.
Not, and almost like the worst thing, I'd rather you not like me. I'd rather you be salty I'm doing things. I don't want you to feel sorry for me. Or,
What do you mean?
Or I don't want you to look at me and say, in sports terms, in sports they call people that they expect to be great and then they don't become great. They call them a bust, And depending on how you look at people's careers, what you expect of them, they could have been worldwide. They could be known all over the world. They could be world renowned, but in that person's world, if you're not in that world, they could feel like you didn't do what we thought you would do. Now, truth be told, to me, when I think of my life and my career, I think I always told you this before. I feel like I have completely overachieved because this is never the fact that I have never worked a job outside of music. Outside of leaving college, I've only been a worship pastor or I've been on the road. That is crazy to me. That is so funny to me. And only people that can understand that are people that grew up with me or people that grew up with me, high school football players, like no one would expect. I sometimes think what people think when they see my social media. Because you when I say that, I mean as in people that grew up with you, they haven't seen your old, and they find you pop up, you're like, what are they doing? You look and they're like, he's an artist. Like they wouldn't. No one.
What did they expect you to be?
Nothing's wrong with what I'm going to say.
Jesus, spit it out.
I don't think there's anything wrong with this, but I think people expected. I think people expected me to stay in my town.
No, to be. What did they want?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
I think they expected me to stay in my town. Work a regular job, like I don't know. Not making much money, getting by. You know, I think they probably thought I was going to stay in Springfield, and I don't know.
Are you sure?
I am
Isn't that like
certain.
the rap for all people from Springfield or something like that?
Unfortunately,
Everyone thinks that everyone's just staying there. It's like a vacuum.
No. It's this is what it is now, because so much has changed. You only have, like, if you're from Springfield and you're my age, and if you're in Springfield and you're my age or I grew up with you, this is not what I'm saying about you. I'm saying this is what is looked at sometimes. You can move to another city and be doing bad, and you have made it. But stay in Springfield. I don't know too many people. I grew up in Springfield. I can name probably about 10 people that I grew up with in Spring that who are still there, who are either they're making a difference or doing well for themselves. Mm-hmm. Mainly, there's no real jobs there. Like, so again, I won't say the artist or who said it because I don't want to go down that road. But when he asked me, was I still in Springfield? He was like, "Hey man, you still in Springfield singing the choir?" That offended me to the level of all levels. Like,
I'm so sorry.
I remember just being mad. But you can't be.
Did you check him?
No, I couldn't in that moment. It was a weird moment. There were severely famous people in that moment, and I just said, no, that's not what I do. I'm a recording artist, and at that time I was like on the road. Like, there was no church job. I was literally on the road. Came home for this show, and a really famous comedian was like, "Hey man, you're amazing. Are you from here?" I said, "Yeah." And the guy was like, "Yeah, we grew up together." He said, "Hey man, what's going on? I ain't seen you in a minute, man. You still here in Springfield singing the choir?" That just, I felt like he punched me in my chest.
Do you think he meant it like that?
He meant it like I understood why. Again, sometimes especially then, when you leave people where you left them. You literally
right. Is that natural? That's a natural thing, right?
That's what I'm saying. That I don't think he wasn't being a jerk.
Okay.
He was not. He was sincere. Like,
he really was
like, "Hey, what's going on? You still hanging around here singing in the church choir?" I was like, man, no. But so those are the things I sometimes still, every once in a while, I'll think about what people think of me sometimes. That's just an honest to God feeling. Do I feel like I've overachieved to other people, or do some people look at me and be like, "Bro, like, what happened?" You know? It's things I think about.
What happened? I don't. Well, you got God still.
Okay. You're
I don't know how
on the spiritual side. Okay, that's spirit. There's a natural side of it, and so.
I mean, you're not a wild person, so that, to me, like, hearing someone saying what happened would only correlate with a scenario where you're just out of your regular character.
No, so example. A good example is
how you walk.
I remember I was this was my first time, I don't know, my second time in Louisiana. I want to say Baton Rouge, but I'm not sure where I was at. I haven't been at church one time in my life. Haven't been back. And the pastor and his son took me out to dinner. And his son was just asking me random questions, you know, do I know this person? Do I know this person? And me being just having a conversation, not thinking, I was like, "Oh yeah, I know him. I remember when he started. Oh yeah, I remember that." I'm telling stories about all these people that I was connected with that at that time, maybe 5 years earlier, who were coming up. We were all coming up together, and now they're like really famous artists, right? And so I remember he was in high school, and he didn't mean anything by it. And he was like, "Man, how does it feel like?" I never forget. See, how does it feel when you see these people on TV or on social media, and they just kind of pass you up? And I handle stuff like that different. I was like, I laughed and I thought it was because he didn't mean anything by it, But those are the things I think about. That's my dad.
Huh?
I thought you was looking at the picture.
No.
Oh,
I'm looking at them like, really?
He was a kid. Like, he couldn't be more than 15. And he was like really into it. Like, whoa, how's that feel? I can imagine myself asking someone that question. Like,
Okay. So what did you say?
I don't remember.
What do you say now? What would you say if that was reenacted?
But my belief is that I don't think they may have passed me, but it doesn't mean that my race or whatever's over my time. Mm-hmm. Like, most people that know my career, they always say I'm way ahead of my time. So a lot of things that people are doing now, I've been doing for years, mm-hmm. right? And so I can't remember who the artist was, but he was telling me, like, keep doing what you're doing. We're just catching up to you right now, bro. And so, yeah, that's weird. That picture comes up, and that guy right there was the church organist. Now he's another guy. He's super famous now on social media. Really funny dude. And so it doesn't hurt my feelings or anything like that. I think it's kind of cool, actually. Mm-hmm. I kind of look at it as sometimes I feel like sometimes that when I meet certain people, I feel like everyone I touch, like, they turn into gold, right? True story. I tell this story all the time. I was at the Stellars, mm-hmm. and I had to sing at this unplugged type thing. And
I know what you're about to say.
Yeah. As soon as I got done, we pack up the van. We're going back to the Airbnb, and I run right into Naomi.
Rain.
No. Not Naomi Rain.
Well, who is it?
Because Naomi Rain is who you sang with, right?
No, I sang with Psalmist Rain.
Okay, there we go. So yeah, Naomi Rain. Wow. Yes, I ran into her. Mm-hmm. I love her. She's awesome. I ran into her, and that was the first time we had met in person. And she had her acoustic guitar on, and she was like, "Oh, I love you. You're the reason why I play acoustic guitar, blah, blah, blah." I was like, "Awesome. I heard your song." She had that one song poured out. Mm-hmm. And I was like, we just listened to it. Kevin loved that song. And I said, when we got in that van, I didn't get a chance to hear her sing that night. I remember saying, "Yo, she's going to be a household name." Didn't think it's going to be that much of a household name, right? And so those are those moments, like, you just meet people. But if you're in gospel music, you meet people all the time, and it'd be normal people, and the next thing you know, they're super famous. Mm-hmm. And there's not one person. I can say there's not one person out there I've met who's thriving that I envy or am jealous of. Like, I'm super happy for every one of them. If they're in my area, I try to go and support and jump and get into it. But they never come to my area. And when they do, I'm always got to be at church.
It's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right. It's all right. Ooh, baby.
Oh.
What?
Put a little chuckle on it.
I didn't laugh. Yeah. I feel like it's just it's a natural thing. And even, with anything, because we're all not the same. Yeah, we're all humans, but naturally, this person might have something going on. Mm-hmm. The next person might have something going on, but a little bit more consistent or whatever, what have you. So I think the label of jealous is when you're not happy, when when you can't congratulate them.
Mm.
I think that. I'm still gonna look the definition up.
Now that's actually, I ain't trying to be deep, but that's actually that's heavy.
You gonna be deep?
No, I'm not going to.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, to be in such a place that you can't tell someone or congratulate the person. That is that's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I don't think anybody's, wakes up evil or nothing like that. But if you find yourself feeling something, just try and get it right.
Mm-hmm.
Just try and get it right, because there's time, and you don't have to stay in that place, no matter what it is.
I know for me, if I ever felt anything, it was more of.
I'm gonna tell you a story.
Tell me a story. Go ahead.
I'm a nerd, right? So, I believe it was second or third grade. I lived for science fairs. I mean, I lived for them. Okay. So I did a really intensive look at stars. And then the next year came around, I did a really intensive look at sound waves. Stars and sound waves is something there. Anyways, I did the studying. I rabbit holed because I loved it. It was probably beyond my year in school, honestly, like the report and all that. And I loved writing at that time, and I still do. So I remember getting second place. When they put that second place on my science board, you know that three trifold thingy. I had a moment of like death in my body, because guess what got first place?
What?
And everybody can chime in. What is the main thing everybody does for a science project? 1, 2, 3, go. A volcano.
Oh, wow, yeah.
You know what I did?
What'd you do?
I left the cafeteria. Now, at the time, it was a private school, but it was a really old Catholic church, huge. So I felt like I was running forever in the hallway. Ran. Finally went to the girls' bathroom, and I bawled my eyes out in the stall. And then all of a sudden I hear this man's voice like, "Noelle, are you in there?" I don't know what I said exactly at the time, but I'm pretty sure my emotions probably was like, "Leave me alone," or whatever. So long story short, first place was given to that particular student because the judge was the father of that student. Pissed me off.
Whoa.
It made me so mad. So very mad. So, but is that an example of jealous?
No.
Okay.
You were disappointed with the outcome.
Darn, I thought that was jealous.
Mm-mm. You wanted to win, you didn't win.
I had the credentials to win.
No, that's not jealous. Like,
Darn.
Because we don't win everything. So sometimes we lose sometimes. And
I was so mad about that.
Look at that picture.
Yeah, and he ended up, I remember that too. He ended up he felt so bad. My mom was a teacher there at the school too. So I mean, it got out. Everybody knew. I was so mad. Why you do that?
It's all right.
Stars? I mean, it's okay.
Have you let it go?
Huh? Yeah. I've seen them millions of times. But here's the funny thing. The father, he still gives me the same look that he did when I was in second grade. He feels bad. He knows he did. He shouldn't have did that. But at the time, he wasn't living with his son. So, people make choices.
So I guess he came back home to his family after that, or later on.
No. He
Okay.
spiraled down, and
Okay. I was gonna say maybe you were the reason why.
he spiraled down.
All right. Well, he's still alive.
He is still alive.
Okay, we're still believing that all will be all will be well, and I'm sure. I don't know.
Yeah. When I get off here, I know whenever my mom watches this, she's gonna be like, boopity boppity bop. And I'll be like, yep, it was boopity boppity bop. Because yeah.
When I put these videos in and it gives us all the highlights and I post them, there's always the boopity bop bop in there.
Yeah, just let it happen. Bippity boppity boop boop. It's fine.
All right. Well, it's time.
See, that was wholesome. It was good. Did you enjoy yourself?
I had a ball.
That's wonderful.
I'm really thirsty. I want some water.
Can't do it. You had yogurt though, so I can understand.
Some water.
Agua.
Did you have a lot of water today?
Yeah, maybe I'm going too heavy on the
Clove.
Y'all, I'm starting to drink soursop tea.
Okay, so can you do me a favor? Because I know how you are when you find something and you find out it's healthy. Do you remember when we were dating and you was going in on raspberries? Remember?
Oh.
And they were, because they're good for you and they had.
I liked them.
Right, but we found out too much of them was affecting you as well.
It made me sick as a dog.
Yeah, and so I want you to slow down when you get excited about things and find out, should you have a lot of it or should you have 1 cup of this today a day, not a whole thing, a whole container of it a day, which might be good halfway down. Then it's like, all right, you've done too much. Now you don't feel so great.
Yeah, I fleeting the thought. Some people were talking about soursop bitters and how it takes their appetite away. I'm not trying to do that. I had gotten some soursop and green peach tea, and it was amazing. I don't know if I got it from Burlington or one of the, they be having them little treasure trinket thingies, little snacks you can't find nowhere. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know where I got it. So
How was your peach water?
what peach water?
We went to the movies last night, y'all. Is that what it's called, peach water?
Yeah,
How was it?
it was good.
You liked it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I did something wrong. She's gonna tell me after this. Oh, well, all right. It's been great. We love you. We got the music playing. Yeah, you can feel the music. All right, we out of here. We love you.
You gotta come all the way over here.